So there were a few reasons that I opened up this DOGECOIN trade, which is right now $600 in the profit. As you can see here, what I've got is a 30x short on DOGECOIN with about $980 in this trade. Currently, like I said, $500, $600 in the profit. Why did I open up this trade? And what am I going to do now that this trade is in the profit? How can you catch moves like this? Well, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to give financial advice, but here's some headlines. Dogecoin price drops 7% as bulls fail to capitalize on Doge ETF euphoria. You're looking at other headlines about, again, very popular Dogecoin and Solana stumbling as altcoins are hit by a market correction. But there's some big news that's happening today that kind of geared me towards opening this trade, and it has to do with Liberation Day 2.0 and tariffs. Let's talk a little bit about it, guys, what the impact is on Dogecoin and the broader crypto market, why I took this position, and what I plan to do with it now that it is currently in the profit. Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I'm Crypto Kip. Do me a favor, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you want more content like this, turn on a notification bell because we're keeping it coming every day. We've been doing a lot more trading on this channel, as you've seen, and if you want to trade for yourself and try to catch trades like this or find your own levels of support, resistance, you can sign up for Blowfin using the link in the description down below. How did I get to this trade? Why did I open this trade, and how did it go so well? Well, we saw crypto going up to about, some of these higher levels. Bitcoin went up to 110, kind of got close to its previous highs. And we saw a little bit of a rejection there, and we started to kind of tumble down yesterday. If you've been watching the channel, I was in a little bit of a Bitcoin short, got stopped out in the profit, which was excellent. We like setting our stops at a place where hopefully we're in the profit. That's what I'm actually going to do with this Dogecoin trade for you guys during this video. Why did I make this trade on Doge? Well, I saw it very clearly coming up to a kind of the moving average, right? Moving average that they've just very easily got drawn out here on Blowfin. On top of that, what we looked at with the price of Bitcoin was going over to Bitcoin. This daily candle yesterday actually ended up doing something kind of interesting, closing red. Actually, that is the second daily red candle in a row. After getting a couple big boosts up, we got our first daily red candle, then our second one printed last night, and now today, after getting a little bit of a rally this morning, we are now starting to slip back down. There was a little bit of excitement yesterday because inflation concerns are kind of cooling off. In fact, the odds of a rate cut in September just went up, which is fantastic. So wait. Kip, you're still not explaining why you would have shorted Bitcoin. Well, listen to me here. I shorted Bitcoin and I shorted Dogecoin actually. Looking at these daily red candles kind of closing, we're just losing the momentum that we had. Now, I am not bearish on crypto. I'm very bullish on Dogecoin. I think that Dogecoin could go to $1. I think it might go to $2. I think Bitcoin can go higher than $150,000 in this cycle. Potentially, I think it's very possible. We see a lot of institutional demand, adoption, and to the point of, this article that I pulled up for you, this ETF euphoria is very real. But you can't expect Dogecoin to keep exploding up if Bitcoin is getting tested. Now, going back to this level, Bitcoin is getting tested, right? Because if we see news coming up in the middle of a Bitcoin pump that Liberation Day 2.0 is coming and that there's going to be more tariffs, the president, top officials have floated 3 scenarios for the looming July deadline, potentially signaling more tariffs. Now, we are seeing some news that there is some kind of deal being struck with China and the U.S., but in the meantime, we are still facing a lot of uncertainty regarding tariffs. Now, we have had the odds of a rate cut jump up for September, right? And why is that important for Dogecoin? Well, historically, when the Fed cuts the interest rate, you see a rally for risk on assets. Now, that's bullish for the long term, but in the short term, this news takes precedent. Okay, this is takes priority, should I say, not precedent. So I saw Bitcoin kind of rejecting down a little bit. If I go into the closer time frame as well for Bitcoin specifically, and I pull up some of the levels that I was looking at, I've got some drawings that I had out there. This is the Bart Simpson pattern. I call it the Wilson pattern, right? Looking at this thing kind of breaking down and out. Here we were earlier today getting a little bit of a boost, but what I noticed is that Bitcoin actually broke down out of a little bit of a range that I was peaking at, where we were kind of seeing Bitcoin in this, and these other trend lines are a little bit distracting, but bear with me. I was kind of looking at this other wedge, and let's go ahead and just to make it easier for you guys to see, get rid of some of these other red lines, right? Looking at this wedge, and Bitcoin broke down out of it. We retested up here and kind of had a rejection. And I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe Bitcoin's coming back down to, 105, 106. If that's the case, Dogecoin could very easily lose its momentum. And one thing I've been talking about for a while on Dogecoin is that it could easily dip back down to 15 or 16 cents. Now, we had a little bit of a boost lately, but as Bitcoin had a rally, it got rejected off $110,000. And as I was just peeking very simply at Blowfin and seeing this moving average kind of get touched, I was like, you know what? This is pumping. I like to trade off resistance and trade it to the downside. And that's exactly what we've done here. So now, Crypto Kip has a trade that's in the profit, $585. But what do we do here? Well, we make sure we set a stop loss, right? To stop loss in the profit. And very simply, I can set this thing $230 in the profit. And if this thing keeps going the other way, I can still profit. Matter of fact, what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and set this stop loss right here as a take profit, $281 in the profit. Now, what happens for this trade in particular, if Dogecoin starts to shoot back up and it hits this green line, great. I am guaranteed $281 minus the fees, which is right now at $17 on this trade. So not too shabby. I'm currently $584 in the profit on this trade. What I could do if I really wanted to is I could set a take profit, like to just say, okay, I'm going to walk away. If this trade gets to $1,000 in the profit and Dogecoin goes down to $18.2 cents, okay, then I'm going to have a nice $1,000 in profit. I'm not going to set a take profit on this. I kind of like to watch it for myself, and kind of just the way that I do it is, I'm going to get rid of that, is I just like to kind of continue to lower this and get it closer and closer. Right now, I'm going to keep it up here just because that's where I want it to be, right around like 281. If we shoot back up, great. I got a nice another $281 that I profited on Dogecoin. I could just keep this position open at that point, and if it continues to slip lower, I'll just continue to move this down. That's the way that I approach it. That's the way that I've been trading. If you guys want to do some trading as well, you can trade. You can sign up for Blowfin using the link I've got in the description down below, up to a $5,000 deposit bonus when you do check it out. I'm taking advantage of the volatility of these markets. Yes, I'm bullish on Dogecoin, and yes, I'm bullish on crypto overall, but as I see some tariff news breaking, I'm looking at opportunities for volatility, off resistance, off support, to the upside, to the downside, making profit where I can to continue to DCA into the coins that I like, whether that's Dogecoin or any of the others. There's so many great ones out there, and I am a crypto bull, even though I'm shorting Dogecoin and Bitcoin today, which is also in the profit. I shared that with you guys in my live stream earlier today. This is a recorded video that actually comes out first for the members on this channel. If you want to become a member on the channel, we've got a link for you to sign up as a member on our channel in the description down below as well. That's all I got, guys. Please note, not financial advice. I'm bullish on crypto, but the tariffs are causing a little bit of a hiccup. In the long term, I love the news about rate cuts coming. It's looking pretty good for September, but we got to keep our eye on the news day to day, levels of support, levels of resistance, and this is what I'm seeing right now for Doge. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Till next time, DCA HODL, smash a like, subscribe. 2 videos here if you want to check them out. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.